Hey everyone. I know I have been away for a while from YouTube, and that's just been because of school, um, and because I really haven't had a lot of time or energy to make videos. So I apologize for that. Next week it marks the midpoint of the semester. Like, how did that happen? I'm like in shock right now over that. Like, oh my gosh. Wow, we're already halfway through. It's just like so crazy. And you might be noticing I'm wearing a tank top and it's, well, the end of winter. But right now where I am, it's like summer. It's literally outside 70 degrees. 70 degrees in February, which is pretty cool. So I can wear tank tops, which has not happened for a while without me having to freeze my ass off. So that's kind of a nice change, at least for a few days. Um, so what have I been up to? I've made a list of like 5 things. This is going to be more of like a life updates kind of vlog, and a lot of it I think is just even for my own documentation. I don't expect a lot of people to like take interest or watch or whatever. So this is just kind of more for me. Um, so I guess we will get right into this video. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, or talk to me or whoever is watching this about, is eating disorder recovery. In the last, I want to say about like 6 weeks ish. So kind of like for this semester, what we've had so far of it. I've been in, or starting, I guess I should say, eating disorder recovery. Because I finally kind of came to terms with the fact that I have an eating disorder over like Christmas vacation, or winter break, I should say. Um, I am actually in the process right now of writing a book that I really need to work on over spring break. And it's like, the working title right now is like the Body Positivity Bible or something like that. I don't know how I feel about using the word Bible, but it's meant to be like kind of a handbook. Um, and as I was writing the book, or starting to write the book, I'm about maybe a fourth to a third of the way done. Um, I don't know, I noticed there was kind of a disconnect just internally between like what I was saying versus like how I was feeling about it, because I was like writing all of these things and I was like, wow, I really don't practice like body positivity in my own life. Like, no. Like, it was really, I guess, kind of showing me the discrepancies there. And I knew they existed, but it just became more apparent as I kind of had to confront it. So it was a very uncomfortable experience. So I kind of started to reflect on it more. And I started watching these, I guess you could call them like recovery videos from a therapist. Her name is Katie Morton. She's on YouTube. You should definitely check her out. She's really cool. And she also has an online workbook that I did, and it just kind of like confirmed to me like that I need to definitely uh, acknowledge the fact that I have an eating disorder and do something about it. Which was kind of a huge step. I always kind of knew I probably had one, or that I had a lot of like the symptoms. I just kind of like made excuses as to why I wasn't going to deal with it, or I did kind of like, oh, it's not that serious type of thing. And um, it just was something I finally kind of like opened my eyes to. So ever since I've been back here, I've been working on it. I've been seeing a nutritionist sometimes. And of course, I'm already in therapy, but this is kind of another part of my therapy now. So it's been really good. I've definitely noticed, I noticed my binging and stuff a lot more. Just, I'll tell you guys, I don't care. I have binge eating disorders, it's known, and like, I've definitely noticed it more, and like, I've already noticed like changes in my ways of thinking. But in terms of like actually, sorry, it's definitely not an easy process, and like even, I don't know, I think it's, to actually change my dietary habits is going to be pretty hard. Just because I'm so used to doing things this way for like 6 years now, so it's really hard to like form new habits. Um, Especially because, like, I don't know, I have this weird craving with like junk food. That's always what I binge on. That's like trigger foods for me, is like junk food. But like for some reason at school, or like, I don't know, environments that aren't around other people in some way, I always end up like eating a bunch of junk food. And like, even if I have like an alternative, like, there's some kind of like disconnect where I like just can't eat it. Like, I can keep it in my fridge. Like, I just can't for some reason though. Like, I'll eat nothing instead of eating it. It's really strange. So, not that the details really matter, but I don't know. Those are just some of the things that I'm kind of confronting, and it's definitely more of an emotional process than I thought it was going to be. It makes sense though, because my eating disorder is definitely connected to a lot of like pain, and it originates, I should say, from trauma. So it kind of makes sense that I'm kind of having to like relive through all that. Um, and, you know, obviously that's not easy. So that's that. And then the next thing is dating. I've definitely been dating pretty actively over the last, I want to say, a couple weeks. It hasn't really been that long. But I don't know. It's been an interesting process. Something I've learned over time is like through dating, you know, because you think you're going to like learn more about other people, you know, through dating and like forming relationships and stuff, but you end up learning the most about yourself, I think. Um, so it's been pretty interesting. I've definitely had some failures, and not in a relationship, so obviously I haven't like had any super successful things happen, but I have made a really good friend actually from dating, like somebody I'm still a little bit interested in, but like we live far from each other, so we're like online friends now. And I mean, good things can come out of it that aren't necessarily like intimate relationships. So it's been an interesting process. I don't know if that really means anything, um, but I guess I'm open to talking more about my dating life if that's something. If you're watching this, if you're interested in, just let me know, because I'm willing to talk about it. So yeah. School, that's the third thing on the list. So school. So I told you I'm about halfway through my spring semester. I go to Ohio University. I've said that before. I'm a women and gender studies major. I've said that before. I'm a junior. I've said that before. So yeah, so I'm almost a senior, guys. Like, I'm almost entering my last year of college, which is really, really exciting and scary and adventurous and a bunch of things all at once. So yeah, I'm just trying, I guess right now I'm in the process of kind of thinking a little bit more about where I want to end up and what I want to end up doing with my life. You know, what kind of job do I want to have? What kind of career do I want to start once I graduate? Where do I want to live? You know, thinking about all these questions. And, you know, I'm definitely not there yet. I always kind of toss ideas back and forth, but I guess from everything, I've kind of deciphered a couple things that I think will happen. The first one is that I think I'm going to try to have a career in writing. Maybe. Like, it's not 100%, but I think so. Like I said, I'm working on a book. I'm going to try this summer. I want to finish the book, and I want to try to get a book deal. I kind of wanted to write the book first, or at least like the first draft of the book. Because I didn't want to be in a position where it's like I have a deal and then I have a deadline. I have to finish it by a deadline, and like I kind of wanted to already have it finished. So that is happening, and I'm going to be working hard on maybe finding an agent or a publisher or something. And I told you, it's the body positivity book I mentioned earlier. So that's the book. And I'm really excited to try. See, I mean, I already write, and I've already, I guess, have had a lot of writing opportunities, which I'm going to talk about one in a second. And I definitely want to keep writing articles and essays and stuff like that. Maybe be a columnist and stuff after I graduate as like a writing career. But I definitely want to have books too. Like, I'd love to write a few books for sure. Like, right out of college, like spend a few years just being a writer. Excuse me. Because I don't know, I just don't feel like I'm ready to like enter a career yet. And I mean, I'll only be 20 years old when I graduate. So I kind of want to I don't think I'm ready for that. And, my lifestyle, I definitely prefer to have a more flexible lifestyle. I don't really love the idea of having to work like 9 to 5, 5 days a week, for lots of reasons. I don't like the idea of having to like, live in a certain place so that I can have a job. I'd love, I kind of want to move somewhere just because I want to live there and not have to worry about finding employment. So that's the cool thing about writing is that you're kind of self-employed. So you're kind of like a freelancer. So, yeah, so this is kind of something I wanted to kind of say about school and like where I'm going with that. And that kind of leads me into the next thing, which is kind of like life updates. So I mentioned the writing opportunity. I'm really excited. I recently got accepted into the Young Writers Program through RH Reality Check, which is like a like reproductive rights, like political type website. It's an organization. Technically, it's a nonprofit. And so in this really competitive program that I got into, it's just me and one other person. I'm going to be writing 2 to 3 articles a month for RH Reality Check for the next 3 months. And I'm going to be paid like a lot of money for each piece. So that is really exciting because this is like really one of the first major like career writing opportunities I've gotten that's paid. There's paid significantly, I guess I should say, because I have done other things paid that are writing, but yeah, so I'm really excited about this. If you guys would like to read my articles, I can certainly link them. And there's none up yet, but there should be soon. And I'm really excited about it. And in terms of, I guess, other life updates, what else is a life update that I haven't talked about yet? I don't know. I guess one thing is in April, I'm going to be going to San Francisco for Youth Tech Health Live 2014, which is a conference put on by Youth Tech Health because I'm on the Youth Tech Health Youth Board. And last year I actually went to present on something completely different for a completely different organization, but this year I'm going as a board member, so I'm really excited. So I am going to San Francisco, not that means anything, but it's happening. Alright, so the last thing on here is summer. Summer's coming a lot sooner than you think and I think. My summer, like the end of my semester, my summer starts on May 2nd. So really, that's only a little bit more than 2 months from now. That's actually really not that far away. And May's not really summer yet, but that's when my summer starts. So, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing this summer. I thought I was going to maybe try to like relocate for the summer and do an internship. I'm not sure that's going to be happening now just because relocating can be difficult, like financially, especially like finding a place to live and, having to pay bills and stuff versus like staying at home is a lot cheaper, which I'm sure most of you know. And I don't want to blow all my savings during the summer when I'm going to be graduating next year. I'd like to have that savings for when I graduate, and not blow all of it this summer. So, I'm probably going to be living at home in Cleveland this summer. And in terms of what I'm going to be doing this summer, that's still a little bit up in the air. Like I said, I'm definitely going to be working on my writing, like, seriously, and trying to, like, pound the pavement and get my name out there, talk to publishers. I want to, like, do all of that this summer. I'm also probably going to be doing a class or two, this summer, like school classes, boring stuff. That's so probably for sure. And I might be getting a job. Probably I will. I'm not quite sure what that means yet. It is going to have to be something paid. It might not end up even being like a job in the traditional sense. It might be something like my RH thing where like I'm writing for a website and making money and doing maybe like 2 or 3 of those kind of gigs. Like it might be something like that, like a little bit non-traditional freelance, or it could be, like a typical job. I'm trying to, sorry, gotta hydrate. Isn't this cup really cool? Okay, so, I'm going to try, to get a position that's kind of, I guess, related to what I want to, do post-grad, whether that's nonprofit, whether that's writing. I want to do something kind of related to what I like and love, and considering where I live right now, I do live in the suburbs, and I do not have a car, which makes it difficult, because it means, even though I live near Cleveland, I really have no way to get into the city every day. Because I live in the suburbs, I could potentially take the bus, but the nearest bus stop's like a mile away from my house, and has like no direct lines. It would take me like probably about 2 hours to actually get to where I need to go if I was going to take the bus, because I would have to transfer a couple times because of how the buses are. So it's not really viable for me to work in the city. So that means I'm stuck to the suburbs, and even the city of Cleveland itself, there's just not really a lot of opportunities for social justice work in where I live, in the area I live. So, that means that my options for jobs, in terms of, like, if I was going to do a job, as in, like, go to an office and work or something, or a makeshift office, it would pretty much be, like, retail or service or something like that, which I'm not thrilled about that prospect for lots of reasons. So I'm going to try to avoid that, at all costs. If I do have to do that, I'll probably just do it part-time, and then do all my other stuff part-time, meaning like the class I'm going to be taking, and doing my book and all that stuff, and maybe writing articles and whatever. So, I'm going to be, wait, I lost my train of thought. So I'm probably going to try to get a position that's virtual in some way, and, I don't know. So I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm probably going to, I guess my point is, like, I'll probably be living at home and working and doing a couple classes and working on writing. So that's probably going to be what I'm doing this summer. Living at home definitely is going to be a challenge, because I know even when I went home for, like, winter break, which is about a month, I was going stir crazy, and, like, it just, like, wanted to go. I just could not, like, stay home anymore. I just had to go back to school. So I think it's going to be hard to, like, live at home again because my summer is really long. My summer, like I said, starts May 2nd, and it goes to the end of August. So my summer is literally, like, 1, 2, like 3.5 months. So it's really long. Like, it's a really long summer. So I don't know how that's gonna turn out. I'm not really sure, just because, and it's not even like, that living at home is so terrible or something like that. It's more of the situation, because, like, I live, in, like, a 1-story house. So, it's, like, 1 story, right? And then I do have a basement, though. So my grandparents last summer, like, right before I went off to school, moved into my house, which has been kind of a huge challenge adjusting to that. I think for everybody. So now it's, like, not just me and my mom, it's me, my mom, and my grandparents. So, and, we just kind of live in not a very small house, but just the way my house is set up, it makes it feel small, because it's, like I said, 1 story. So you can't really go anywhere to escape, because even the basement, that's my mom's bedroom now. So I can't really go hang out in the basement. So it's one of those things where it's, like, there's not really any, like, escape, because it's, like, how my house is set up is you have kind of one common area that has everything. It has the kitchen, it has the living room, the dining room, and the family room, all in the kind of one area. And then you go down the hallway, and there are the bedrooms, and that's it. So it's, like, there's not really, it's, like, 1,800 square feet, so it's not that small, but it's more like, it just, like I said, because everything is just together, it just kind of feels small. So really, the only place I have to hang out that's, like, somewhat private is my bedroom. But even that, it's a little bit loud sometimes, just because my grandparents, like to watch TV, and you can really hear it from the family room because the bedrooms aren't upstairs. There's not a separation. So, like the family room is about 10 steps away from my bedroom. So it's just there's not really anywhere that I can really get away from everybody. My mom's lucky because she lives in the basement, so she kind of has more of a getaway. And I was supposed to move into the basement, but I didn't because basically my mom is home more than I am, so she couldn't justify her moving into my room and then, not having the basement. And I get it. It's her house and everything. It's just it's just frustrating to not have any space besides my bedroom that I can really go to. Because my grandparents hang out in the family room all day mostly, and they're very homebody-ish. They don't really go a lot of places. And then, I don't know, I'm not going to hang out in the dining room or something, So it's just one of those things where there's just not a whole lot of space. The good thing about summer is that I can go to my neighborhood has a pool, so I can go up to the pool. I can do a lot of things like that I normally can't do otherwise, because it's summer. I don't have a car, which does make things a little hard. The pool I can walk to because it's close enough, but, other places I can't really, so, because it's the suburbs too, so you kind of have to have a car, to get anywhere, which any suburbanite knows. So, I don't know, so I'm just a little concerned in terms of, the lack of space for so long, especially because I'm used to being in college and having my own space, because I have a single dorm and everything, so it's just, I don't know how that's gonna be. I think I'm gonna get, really sick of it. I think I'm gonna, I don't know. I just am not sure how that's gonna be. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Wow, this is 22 minutes. So I am gonna cut off this video now. But thanks for listening to the life updates. If you actually made it this far, tell me in the comments if you actually made it this far, because I will give you a gold star for making it this far in the video. And if there's anything you want to know more about that I talked about, just comment and I will get back to you. So thanks guys for watching, and I will see you later.